The Lieutenant Governor's office in Texas, I've been quoted as saying, perhaps has too much power, but since it has that power, I have attempted in the past and will continue to do so in the future to exercise that power in the best manner possible for the people. This next session of the legislature is going to redistrict our congressional districts, our legislative districts. The next session of the legislature, I hope, is going to make some meaningful reform in public education. I hope it's going to be a legislative session that's going to attempt to solve some of the urban problems that this state is confronted with now, with over 80% of the people living in the cities of Texas. Water pollution, air pollution, mass transportation, housing. These are problems that are very real, and they're problems that need the attention of the 62nd session of the legislature. And as President of the Senate, with the power that the Lieutenant Governor has, I think I can have an impact and play a significant role in helping the next session of the legislature hopefully solve some of these very real and meaningful problems. Quite frankly, I feel that the Lieutenant Governor of Texas is in a better position to influence the outcome of a legislative product than the Governor is.
I had been led to believe all the time that the sponsoring agencies, after requesting sponsorship, at that point delegated total responsibility for its operation then to the local board, and that virtually nothing could be done between sponsoring agency and the board and staff to orient it in any direction that the sponsoring agency felt that it should follow. This is not true. We still have, as a governing body, and I being 1/5 of that governing body, the complete discretion to do as we see fit with respect to sponsoring or not sponsoring, jointly sponsoring, or even reassigning this sponsorship to someone else. Not our sponsorship, but reassigning it to some other group locally if we should choose to.
What action are you going to recommend in regard to the local OEO program?
Well, I'd like to reserve, if I may, reserve that until I've had time to discuss what we learned there with my counterparts on the Commissioner's Court, and certainly with the City Council and the City of Dallas, because we are partners in this up to this point, and I feel it would be unfair for me, one of the partners or one of the parts of a partner, to be making any specific and strong recommendations until everybody has the benefit of what information we've gathered.
Well, we're delighted that we're picked number one at the present time. This means that we have an opportunity to finish up that way. Before, we didn't have that opportunity because I think all of us agree that had Ohio State stayed undefeated, they would have been number one. But we're in the number one spot now, and if we take care of our business, it's something that we can hold on to. Before, we didn't even have the possibility. But we have 3 tough football games. In order for us to stay number one, we'd have to defeat Texas A&M, University of Arkansas, and Notre Dame. You put all those 3 together, and the odds are against us winning all 3 games.
What is the reaction here, both among the team and the public?
Well, I don't know too much about the public because I haven't been around them. I have been around the football team, and naturally they're thrilled and excited about it, the possibility of this thing, and it has picked up our enthusiasm a little bit. There's no question about that. But also it gets our opposition more ready to play against us. This is not a new experience to me. I've been in the number one spot before, and believe me, when you're rated number one, the opponents just seem to have a little more enthusiasm when the time comes for them to challenge you. There's something about knocking off a number one team that's a thrill.